Hello, welcome to the Mediocre Takes podcast, the podcast where we share our mediocre takes on the shows and movies we watch. I'm Marco and I'm here with my co host Mel. How are you doing, Mel?
I'm sweaty and I want to talk more about Inuyasha.
For those of you who have listened to our favorite anime episode, we're recording this just after recording our favorite anime. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the Infinity Train pilot, a pilot about an infinite train and the girl who's on it, and the mysteries behind the train. The first thing we should mention about the pilot is that sadly, because of the HBO Max merger, Infinity Train has been removed from HBO Max, and Cartoon Network has sadly removed all Infinity Train related things on YouTube, which means the pilot is no longer available on the Cartoon Network YouTube channel. However, you can still find re-uploads of the pilot on YouTube. We start this episode with Tulip Are on the Infinite Train, while the TV show starts her at home. She looks at the number on her hand and doesn't know what the number means. They go on the next train car, which is a fart car, and then they go to a car full of dogs called Corginia. Atticus, King of Corginia, and Tulip discuss the fact that they need to go to the next train car, but the river starts flooding when they see a monster. Apparently, ever since the monster appeared, the water has risen and ruined the city, and it's been happening for a week. Atticus asks for help from Tulip, and together they go see what's up with the shadow monster. The shadow monster ends up being a spider, but she realizes the spider can be causing the water to flood. They see a light and follow the light to some kind of monster who attacks them after one is discovered. The monster says return to your seat, and Atticus stops the water from running. After the monster sees one, the monster leaves. Tulip's number goes down, and that's how the pilot episode ends.
I don't remember exactly when this was released, but I do remember as a kid watching all of these pilots that Cartoon Network was airing. I'm pretty sure that Infinity Train was the most watched pilot, which is probably why it got picked up into a show. The premise of it was just so cool when I watched it. And something I will say is I love that they kept all the voice actors, all the original voice actors from the pilot in the actual show. Big fan of Ashley Johnson. She's a voice actress for Tulip. I'm glad that they sort of changed the animation a little bit. They didn't change much. All of the characters are basically the same. There's only slight differences in Tulip's face. I think they all mostly sound the same. A little Easter egg, I guess, is the monster is referred to as the monster, but in the credits, it's referred to as the conductor, which is a character in the show, which I thought that was pretty interesting. This pilot is basically an episode from the show. For what it was pretty good, and I'm so happy that this pilot got picked up.
Like you said, I wanted to mention this first, but you mentioned it first. Tulip's character design changes slightly between the pilot and the actual show, and I personally love the TV design more than the pilot design. Another thing I don't remember is Tulip being this frustrating as a character. Like, she always seems mad or annoyed in the pilot, and I honestly don't remember her being that way in the pilot or the show. Honestly, I'm a bit annoyed by it. I can get over it because the show is mostly about character growth. I love One's voice and his personality. Sad One and Glad One are both unique in their own way, and I find them to be funny and endearing. It's interesting to see what theories were out there before the actual TV show came out. Some people theorize the number on the hand was a point system dealing with the monster in the pilot. I find it funny how people were wrong about the theories about the hand. I love how creative the pilot and show is with the train cars. They do different and unique things each time they get into a new train car, and it's great. I didn't like the fart car though. It was gross.
Coward. You're so weak.
Okay, I just think it's gross, okay?
I think that a lot of animated pilots, they just sort of scramble everything together and they try to get like the most important characters they believe in it and have a just a janky little plot for it. I like that they implemented basically the pilot into the show, like the whole thing. I like that they found a way to work around it and make it make sense in the show.
I was surprised when I watched the pilot because I watched the show first and then the pilot. I was surprised that was just like an exact copy of the show.
In my opinion, it's an original idea to me. It's probably not that original. There's probably a lot more stuff out there that's similar to this, but to me, it was pretty original and it was obviously intriguing enough to get picked up years later. I wish that Cartoon Network did this more often. They don't do that. They literally released a entire block of pilot and basically let their viewers decide what got picked up. They don't do that anymore, but it took a while, but I'm glad they did it with this.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really glad it's become a show because it's one of my favorite shows now. Pilot is really strong. Like, I didn't have any issues with it compared to like the Hazbin Hotel pilot. And yeah, it was great. Overall, this is a short episode for us, but we just wanted to quickly discuss the Infinity Train pilot because we're going to be going into all 4 seasons of Infinity Train. Sadly, there was going to be a movie and 4 more seasons of Infinity Train, and I really wish there were. But because season 5 of Infinity Train was too adult, they decided not to go forward with it, which really sucks. I feel like Infinity Train could have been like something really new when it came to like adult animation. A lot more adult as the seasons grew, and I feel like it could have become something really special. Anyways, you guys, those are our thoughts on the Infinity Train pilot. If you want to send us a voice message on Anchor, there's a link down below in the description to send us a voice message, and that's everything. So goodbye.
Oh, it is not everything, Marco.
Oh, really?
You forgot something. Follow our socials.
Oh yeah, we
We are what are what are we? We are Mid Takes Pod on everything, I think.
so far we only have an Instagram and Twitter. Do we have a TikTok yet?
We do have a TikTok.
So yeah, that's everything and goodbye.